Welcome back to my channel. As promised, I'm bringing y'all the pregnancy story time. Now, I thought about how I wanted to film it, and it's not much to tell y'all from the beginning because none of us really know when the beginning is anyway, because we don't know if he's full term, which is 40 weeks. Well, he was full term when he was born, which is 40 weeks, or if he was like 37, 38. We don't know. So I don't even know when he was conceived, really. So anyway, just some background knowledge. I had a period the entire time, and so I'm gonna start with when I did start feeling different, which is April. So some of y'all might notice, but when you are pregnant, sometimes you have teeth pain. And I was experiencing a lot of teeth pain to the point where it was hurting so bad I thought it was my ear. So I was seeing doctors about it and dentists, and figured out that it was a tooth thing and that I have TMJ. But the TMJ isn't bad. It's not what was causing it. I just ended up finding out that I had it. If you don't know, TMJ is a muscle disorder in your joints, mainly the jaw. TMJ is specifically muscle problems in your jaw. So I found out that I had that, and we thought that was the problem. So we started taking steps to get that under control. And then I had to go to the dentist out of town because of this COVID stuff. So no dentist here were open to take me, and the emergency dentists weren't trying to see me because they were like, oh, if it's TMJ, then we can't do anything about it till we start opening back up, because I will have to see a physical therapist. So I go to the dentist out of town. She's like, oh yeah, you got problems with this tooth. It's a tooth over here, down here. And I fast forward, went and got a root canal, and the problems have stopped. Now we are at, that happened in the middle of April is when I got my tooth fixed. Now, things was good. I wasn't having no more pains and stuff. So then we are at the end of April. My birthday is April 22nd. So I took the weekend before, the weekend after, and the day after my birthday. Oh, I took a lot of days off. Yeah, I took the weekend before, the weekend after, the day before, and the day after off of work for my birthday. I did this months ago. So I planned on doing something. I was going to be going out of town and doing some other stuff. I had a lot planned, but like nothing like crazy. I just had little stuff planned for my birthday, but I had already taken the days off. So I go back to work, and it's like almost the end of my shift. Like I had like an hour left, and I go to lift the toe up, and I lifted it wrong. I know I was lifting it wrong when I did it, but I'm not gonna lie, I usually lift them wrong. So I'm like, whatever. So I continued to do it wrong. Dumb, I know. And it had kitty litter and dog food in it, all in one toe. So it was about 50 plus pounds. And as soon as I got it up there, my back was like, it's an undescribable pain. Like, it was crazy. Like, comparing it to when I was in labor, it felt like the last 5 minutes of me pushing him out. If you had a baby, you know the last 5 minutes is the worst 5 minutes of the whole time you are in labor. It don't compare to any contraction. That is, ooh. Anyway. So I go to the break room. I take some ibuprofen. I go sit in the break room for like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to leave, especially because at this point I had less than an hour left. So I'm like, I'm not trying to leave work. That'd be unnecessary. I just need to play it out. So before I go back in, before I go back to my department, I went to go pee. So I go in there and I'm peeing, and then I get up, and then pee keep coming. Pee keep coming. So I'm like, oh, I feel like I had to pee, but okay. So I sat back down. And when I stood up, I was still all the way over the toilet. Like I said, I'm at work, so I didn't sit down. I was squatting. So luckily, I was still all the way over the toilet. And so yeah, okay, so I get done in the bathroom, go back, finish. At this point, it's like 45 to 30 minutes of work left for me. So I finish working, and I leave work, go home. Yeah, I left work, went home, went to sleep. And the next day I had called off of work because the pain was like excruciating. Like, it was worse than when it originally happened. So I sat that day out, just laid up all day. Next day I didn't have work because I told y'all I took off the weekend before my birthday, weekend after, in those days. Excuse me. So when this is a Saturday now, so it was a Thursday when it happened. Friday I was off. Saturday. Now this is like where y'all scoot up because now it's getting juicy. So Saturday, I go to the hospital closest to my house. He says, oh yeah, you it was a muscle that you pulled in your back. He gave me some medicine, and some pain medicine, then was like, okay, just rest and it'll be okay. So the medicine worked for a little bit, like 2.5 hours, and that's when like the pain came in full force, like full force. It had gotten to the worst. The whole time that I had the back pain, this is the worst that it had gotten. And so my granny takes me to the hospital farther out. If you live, here, then you know what I'm talking about. But if not, then it's a hospital close to my house. It's a hospital real far from my house. She took me somewhere real far from my house. And when I get in there, they check me in and stuff. And I tell them I already been seen, but the pain hasn't stopped. Now the one closest to my house just changed to like, they don't really do much. So I went to the other one thinking that, okay, maybe they could do more for me. So I check in and I'm telling them like, the pain like is real bad, hasn't stopped. So she asked me to take a urine sample, and then take me into my room. I'm in the ER part right now of the hospital. So she take me in my room, and I'll go downhill from here. So doctor comes in and he like, yeah, you did mess up a muscle in your back, yada yada yada. And he asked my granny to step out the room. Now my granny just looking like, what? They never asked me that. So she leave anyway. And he's like, so your urine sample came back and tested positive for pregnancy. And I'm like, this was my face. Who the mama? And I'm like, so you finna tell her? Because I would have rather him tell my granny than me. And he like, no, she doesn't have to know. You don't have to tell her if you don't want to. I'm obviously gonna tell her, because I mean, how am I gonna have a whole baby without her knowing? So I was gonna tell her, but I was gonna tell her in the car because I didn't want her to show out on me in the hospital. So they come back and they take my blood pressure and my temperature. I had a temp of 100 and something, and my blood pressure was high. I know you probably thinking it was high from me being nervous. Well, it was, but I have high blood pressure now, so it kind of was, it kind of wasn't. So then my granny like, why did they make me get out of the room? And I was like, oh, he was just asking me questions. Oh, I lied so bad. I said he was asking me questions about if this injury actually happened at home. Just lying. So she didn't even, like, she just took it with a grain of salt. She was just like, okay, like, I know she knew I was lying now, but she didn't. She just like, okay. So then a lady comes in with a machine, a cart with a machine on it, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna do your ultrasound. My granny looks and was like, oh, y'all do ultrasounds on backs now? And I'm looking at my granny like, I'm looking at the nurse like, the doctor just told me I could tell her myself, then he sent you in to do ultrasound. So then my granny's like, what's going on, Shari? What's going on, Shari? And I'm like, I'm pregnant. And she was like, you what? And then she was like, oh my God. And she did all of that. And then the nurse, I think she was trying to be funny. She was like, congratulations. And I'm like, shorty. So then she do the ultrasound and they find out my water is broke. My water has been broke. So that peeing, my water had broke. And I think I broke my water from lifting that. So they like, you lost a lot of fluids. You can't go home. When they say I can't go home, I'm like, shorty, cause how I'm gonna tell my mama? So when I tell y'all how I told my mama, y'all gonna be mad. I texted her and I did the corny, you gonna be mad at me, don't hate me, but I'm pregnant. And she came to the hospital. I was in my room when she came. My granny had went home. She came to the hospital and was like, she was mad for 30 seconds. And then she started hearing the heartbeat, and it was a strong, vivid heartbeat. And she was like, how far along are you? I didn't even know. But I told her, I think they think I'm 33 plus weeks. And she was like, what? But my mom had been asking me was I pregnant for the whole time I was pregnant. I thought I wasn't. And she was like, I just came in the house one day from being with my boyfriend. She was like, you pregnant? No, she was like, is there something in there? And I'm like, and she started feeling my stomach, and she was like, And then another time she came in my room and she was like, where your prenatals at? And I'm like, what do I need prenatals for? So back to the hospital. So she heard the heartbeat, and that's when they just started taking care of me, the baby. And my mom was staying the night, obviously. And they only let my mom come, so his dad could not be there because of COVID. And honestly, that made the experience real bad. But I'm gonna tell y'all about the experience later on. I mean, at the end of the video, I'll tell y'all about the experience. I'm gonna just tell y'all the story right now. So then this was Saturday. So Sunday, you know, I was just in the hospital, and Monday I had him at 7:31 p.m. We went home Wednesday. So about the experience, I hated it. Not having him, I did not hate that. I hate it. I'm not gonna say the people. I hated the service. So, like, I had nurses throwing slick shots at me. Like, she was like, oh, is the baby dad around? And I'm like, and, like, I just had those type of comments the whole time I was there, from Saturday to Wednesday. The nurse, when I got discharged, she was like, oh, this is why I didn't have kids young. And I'm like, when exactly did I ask you that? Anyway, I didn't even say anything back to these people. My mom, she wasn't as nice as me. They called security on her. It was bad. And then the labor, like the actual labor, let me get into that. So I was contracting for a long time, but they kept telling me I wasn't. So when they first checked me, I was already dilated 3 centimeters, and I had told them that I already knew that. So, oh, the contractions was heavy then, and then they had slowed down, but I was already starting to push and stuff. So they had gave me some medicine to make me contract, and then I was having him. So I wish my mom recorded the video now, because I could have inserted the audio clip. But if y'all know me for real, y'all know I'm dramatic. So with that being said, I was in there screaming, shrieking, hollering. I was like, I can't do it. Y'all gotta take him. I wanted them to reach in and grab him. Like, I didn't want to push anymore. It was hurting. So then, when he finally came out and they put him on me, I was shaking. They put a cold towel on me because I was gonna pass out. I was shaking, and I was like it was just so surreal. But that is my crazy, I did not know I was pregnant story. So with that being said, what do y'all want to see next? Leave it in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. You could share it and everybody can see my crazy story. But yeah, I will show y'all him, but one, he's sleeping. Two, I had to give him some medicine for his thrush, and his mouth is very purple right now. So I will show him in the next video. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.